Throughout this course, I've been tasked with creating 3 main tasks: a music video and an accompanying digipack and poster. In order to make these products as authentic and professional as possible, I followed typical codes and conventions within the music video genre. Firstly, I decided my music video would be of the indie genre. I chose this as music videos of this genre have a range of options, and songs of this genre are well adaptable into music videos. I chose the song Stay Alive by Jose Gonzalez. Immediately, the song title has strong implications that I wanted to play with. Therefore, ultimately, my music video portrays a story of a loss of friendship that ends in a character killing himself. The indie genre is known for tackling or referring to issues like this one, so it seemed appropriate. Audience was always a key consideration in my music video, so if fans of the genre enjoyed deeper, meaningful stories, then the indie genre seemed perfect for my music video idea. Additionally, in order to follow the genre's codes and conventions, I had to research into other videos. A great aid of this was mise-en-scene. This means I looked at typical locations, how actors dressed, and even the type of video it was. From the research, I constructed the look of my music video accordingly, with clothing such as shirts, jeans, and sweatshirts. And I believe, although a simple detail to overlook, it lends to the general aesthetic that the genre creates. Clothes are also symbolic of mood throughout my music video. For example, flashbacks of happier times show my main character wearing brighter clothes, such as a red hoodie. However, the actor who dies wears mainly white clothes at happy times, or alternatively black clothes. This was done consciously, as the colour of black has connotations of death or mourning, so that the use of colour could be decoded to indicate foreshadowing. Also, the colour of white indicates purity, which could be indicated to show how pure their friendship was until the issue of drugs came into it. These factors then aid to the genre of my story. I aimed for the main theme to be friendship, however did not wish for there to be one objective genre the story can be applied to. Therefore, it follows conventions of hybrid genres, with moments of drama, comedy, love, and then thriller/heartbreak. It should also be noted that conventionally, stories depicted in the media have happy endings with resolutions to all the issues. This can be shown in Christopher Brooker's Plots and Todorov's 5 Stages of a Narrative, in which all scenarios are resolved with harmony being restored back to the story. However, mine only ends with the protagonist making peace and saying goodbye to his best friend, which strongly contrasts these stereotypical happy endings and could potentially bring about an aspect of realism to my music video. Evidently, my music video follows the conventions of a storytelling narrative, whilst beginning and ending with a performance narrative to enlighten the viewer that the words within the song are actually being performed by the protagonist, and he means those words. This is a common convention throughout music videos that I thought worked well within mine, whilst aiding narrative to allow the story to follow a circular narrative, beginning at the end and circling back to the end, with the majority of the story being depicted via flashbacks. Throughout these flashbacks, I wished to use a variety of narrative devices. A main one I incorporated was Cherkov's gun. This idea uses foreshadowing, showing locations, people, or things at certain points in the music video, which are then made relevant or drawn back to later on in the narrative. I use this with my locations. For example, shots of the pair of friends walking are then later shown with just one of them, as the other had died. This indicates loss. Locations are also revisited, with one of the protagonists present, showing him reminisce. The ability to show both the past and the future shows that my story uses an omniscient narrative. Narrative must also focus on character portrayal. My video could be argued to stray from convention, as it does not have a villain, as most narratives do, as highlighted by Vladimir Prop. My story revolves around two characters, with the primary character telling the story through the song. However, the secondary character can be considered equally a protagonist, as he is not presented in a negative light, but is simply a secondary character who has a poorer fate. However, a typical inclusion of a love interest is present towards the end of my music video. She can be interpreted as part of the reason the pair's friendship begins to fail. However, this is not shown enough to make her a villain. The inclusion of a female love interest only positioned in the story when with a male could lend to Laura Mulvey's male gaze, believing women in media to only be shown through the eyes of men, without independence and often heavily sexualized. I decided that sexualizing would not fit the tone of the video and would take away from the narrative. So I did not wish to make the love interest seem manipulative or a vixen, but simply provide part of the reason why the friendship failed, whilst also allowing audience to theorise and decode potential other reasons, for example depression and the tablets, the one thing intending to keep him alive, or ironically the thing that killed him. Although this is not explicitly shown, but could be argued to be hinted at, as a scene with him on his own had a dark tone and lighting. This use of mise-en-scene shows how mood can be reflected, and his inner feelings were presented on screen even though not specifically said. My music video also uses simple, typical conventions that are present within music videos, such as graphics to show the song's title on screen, along with other editing techniques, such as the cutting of scenes to the beat of the music. This both aids the audience to make the video seem less jarring and also allowing the narrative to run smoothly. Along with this, I also follow conventions of Andrew Goodwin's theory, who claims that visuals of a music video should aid the song lyrics. There are different aspects of my music video which show this, such as Rise showing a camera panning up, and a train won't leave lyric showing a train departing from a station. These can also relate to events within the music video itself and future events, such as the significance of train won't leave being emphasised, as the train is meant to signify their friendship, and the fact that it won't leave is foreshadowing the halt that their friendship is going to find itself in when one character kills himself. My other tasks were to create a poster and digipack for my music video. Within my digipack, I had to use 6 images to build the backgrounds. Once again, I wish to display my music video narrative within this. Therefore, I chose images taken at pivotal locations and scenes to build the digipack. This is also due to the shots often being the most experimental and then effective, so therefore memorable. The digipack also used stylized fonts and is made up of 2 main ones. This main font is bold and is used to display the album title. I chose to use the bold font rather than the same font used for the title of my advert, as I wanted the text to stand out and didn't have the availability of space to make the original text, which is future handwritten, be able to stand out as it does on my poster. Although this stray from convention may prevent the creation of a trademark/familiarity of the song through font and could potentially threaten my brand identity, I feel the change is necessary and the artist can still be associated with the font, as his name on the first panel is still shown in this font. I position the album title at the bottom left of the front panel. This is conventional to most album covers, along with having titles in the middle. However, I thought if I did this, it would cover too much of the image and disregard its meaning, which shows the 2 main characters. The second font is used to display the artist name and also the tracks list on the black back panel, a typical convention, which each track being numbered and is displayed in the centre of the image going down as a list. The colours are purposely chosen to stand out from the background. A large amount of editing also went into the images to make them appealing and fit convention with the tone of the song and the indie genre in general. I feel that edits aid the images and allow them to be visually pleasing, so far less bland and plain. For example, playing with curves and brightness of images in InDesign allowed one image taken from the music video of the two characters sitting on a rock being altered dramatically so that their silhouettes are now only in show. However, as it is a poignant moment within the music video, it is still distinguishable as of who is being pictured, showing a successful creation of brand identity within my products. This is a typical convention within the music industry, as artists and songs wish to be recognisable simply and quickly in order to gain a lot of popularity, and I feel I have effectively done this without the requirement of text or the song even to reinforce who is being shown. My poster is an A4 landscape image of the two protagonists. I wanted this image to not match any image used in the digipack, so I took a separate one. The image is darker and uses the same font of Future handwritten as the digipack. This is a notice convention with a music video related product, such as in the music video of Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. The title Bad Blood is shown in a bold red font, and all promotional posters and material use the same font and the same colour within it. This is done to easily distinguish the text and relate it to the album video, creating a trademark signature feature. Another convention I followed in the creation of the poster was the inclusion of reviews from related known music magazines. The reviews are shown with a simple quote and then the addition of stars. I feel the positioning of the stars at equal distances at the side of the poster allows the text to stand out and look professional whilst not subtracting from the image itself, which is something I heavily did not want to do, as the two characters are intended to be noticeable and a main draw of this, so to cover them with graphics of text would majorly subtract from the poster's draw and is unconventional, as text does not often cover a main image in promotional material. The quotes I used were carefully considered with research into typical wording of reviews and altering those reviews to suit my music video and the genre. This shows that I followed typical conventions when creating my advert. Although the inclusion of a release date was added upon final draft, this was an idea that was also generated from research into other real contemporary examples, and I believe it gives the poster a sense of professionalism. A stray film convention that I actually chose to not include is a website. Many music video albums or single adverts provide links to the artist's website, typically positioned at the bottom board with the advert. However, I decided to avoid this as the space is being used, and I thought the inclusion of a quote is more effective than the inclusion of a link, as a quote is also used in my digipack, so again helps to create a brand identity. And the two quotes used on both are exact same quote of "Dawn is coming, open your eyes," which is also a very poignant lyric from the music video, as it is a cry for help from the protagonist asking his friend to wake up when he knows deep down that that is not a possibility, as he has lost his friend and he is deeply saddened by this.